my dear brothers and sisters. Uh, Thank you, Chandra, for giving me this opportunity. I feel I'm very happy and I feel really honored in this group to share some of my thoughts. At the outset, I would like to thank Patriji, Brahmarishi Patriji, one of the greatest sages of this century I met. And he has devoted his entire life to the spiritual life manifestation. I mean, that is this meditation, spreading meditation to the nooks and corners of the country, not only in India, abroad also, throughout the world also. It's a wonderful personality, but still leading a very simple and humble life, down to earth person. I am grateful to Chandraji and Vani Madam for organizing this program meticulously and conducting this program continuously for this third times in a row. I congratulate them and I thank them for their excellent hospitality every day. Without any, tiredness on their face, they are sitting and conducting this program. I thank them for their excellent hospitality. I thank Madam Seetal for her excellent introduction, but it is very, very elaborate. I sent my, biodata. What I had in my mail, I sent to Chandra, and you have read almost all the things in that. That's absolute. I thank you, Madam, for this. And I also am grateful to great leaders, Dr. Newton and Dr. Shreyans Daga, for their wonderful role in spreading the meditation throughout the world. I am grateful to some of the, because I've been in this group for the third time, and I have to mention some of the names, and I'm grateful to all of them. Suji Nair, Salini, Santi Priya, Sheetal, and Anandi, and Nagapradeep, Koti, Das. Sorry if I have missed any of the team members who were very instrumental in organizing this program very meticulously. I saw some of the programs, not at all, organized such an excellent way. I congratulate them, all these people, and I thank them. I'm grateful to them, all the people, for this wonderful service. I want to make Chandra happy today. Two meditators met and discussed. One fellow told the other person that I developed some disease. I went to the doctor. The other meditator, he asked him, you are doing meditation, why do you go to the doctor? Go to the doctor. The other doctor said, the other person said, I go to the doctor because doctor has to survive. What happened? He wrote some investigations. What did you do? I did all the investigations. Why did you do all the investigations? Because you are a meditator. No, the laboratory fellow has to survive. That's why I did all the investigations. Then what happened? Doctor prescribed some medicines. I went to the pharmacy and bought all the medicines. Why did you buy, you don't believe doctors? Why did you buy all these medicines? Because the pharmacy people has to survive. That is why I bought all the medicines. Then what happened? Did you take all the medicines and get cured? Then the climax comes there. No, I didn't take all the medicines because I have to survive. I think with this, my master Chandra will be very, very happy. Oh, great
Amazing.
service. Sorry, na?
Amazing joke, I said. That's great. I really love it.
So, I thank you, Chandra, for your this thing. I have many thoughts in my mind to share with you. I'm not a very popular man or great personality or anything. But some business people can learn or may learn something from my journey of my small, life. That we are talking about repeatedly manifestations. You know, I am coming from a very small village and a very remote village without any basic amenities. I come from there. But in my school, you know, there was no government school in my village. Some teacher taught me something up to 6th standard. After 6th standard, I went to Satyamangalam for my education in a government school. None of my family members interested in my studies. They all worried about this boy. He is not at all bothering about taking care of the agricultural activities. How can he live in this world? He is always studying. That was a complaint made to my father frequently by my caretakers in my garden at Satyamangalam. That was a very peculiar experience I come across. In medical college, you know, when I was studying, it was a long story. Medical college, when I was entering into 3rd year of medicine, I lost my father. All of a sudden, my family didn't have money. I was frustrated. I have to discontinue my studies and go back to my village and do my agriculture. In those days, there was no educational loan, nothing. Nobody was there to help you. I also did not know anybody. And I went to the terrace one day and sat there and out of frustration, I wrote a letter to Lord Muruga Palani, Lord Muruga, telling that why, Lord, you are keeping me in such a frustrated situation. And another letter to Prime Minister Indira Gandhi. You all will be surprised. Within 8 days, I received a letter from, I received some prasadams from Palani Malai, from Lord Muruga. Some officer would have sent it. Another, within another 2-3 days, I received few people from Bank of Baroda searching for who is Thangavelu in my hostel. And, that day, they took me, they scolded me. If you need money, you should ask us. Why do you write a letter to Prime Minister? Prime Minister Indira Gandhi was so kind and small boy from a village. And that's how, with 3,500 rupees loan, I could complete my studies. In my life experience, nothing is easy in this world. Nothing is free, but everything is possible. Everything is possible if you try and work hard, and everything is possible. I learned many things from my mistakes, from my failures, and from my rejections. Many times I was rejected from various agencies. For example, I studied MBBS. I completed my MBBS. I wanted to join the government service as a assistant surgeon. For that, I applied to Tamil Nadu Service Commission, Public Service Commission. I was rejected 3 times in a row, continuously. The third time, when I was coming out of the Service Commission, I looked back the Service Commission building and told that building, one day I will prove this world. You are rejecting me with all qualification. One day I will prove this world that I will employ at least 100 people or 200 people in my hospital, and that has happened. That is a manifestation in my life. I wanted to become doctor. I wanted to become a big hospital. I constructed a medium-sized hospital with 150 beds and a cancer hospital. That's my life ambition, to serve the suffering people. Some of my relatives suffered and died because of cancer. So I decided to set up a cancer hospital. All these things are possible without any money. That is a very important message I want to give you. If you have a will, if you are honest, if you are truth, and if you have hard work behind you, you can achieve anything and everything. Everything is possible. As Dr. Karthikeyan always say, nothing is impossible. My point is, everything is possible if you have a heart and soul to work for it. And similarly, my dear sisters and brothers, I was a school topper in that government school. I approached a college in Coimbatore. My father was a very well-respected person. Because we received our certificates a little late, that principal told my father, we cannot accommodate your son. A very big man in my village, my father, holding his both the hands, begging for a seat in pre-university course. Still, I cannot forget that. Standing at the corner of that hall, I decided, one day I will educate thousands of students. And today we are educating some 5,000 students in our educational institutions. So, all these things, then I was shy and timid. I cannot speak to big people. All those things out of compulsion, necessity, removed from my life, and I could become many positions. I fought against a former Chief Minister Jayalalitha's candidate in medical council and was elected. And everybody said your institutions will be affected. You have got so many institutions. Why do you take risk? I said, nothing doing. I will contest the election. Let us see. Nothing happened. I became, as my sister told, Sheetal told, I become presidents in many big, in my professional associations, in many associations. After Mahatma Gandhi, I was inspired by Abdul Kalam. He was my superstar, I have to recall 2 memorable visits. I had the opportunity of meeting him 6 or 7 times, but his 2 visits to my institution and our association meeting, I cannot forget. And that great person, once, we invited to our student, to our institution, Our strength was about 4,500 at that time. And you know, by word of mouth, some 10,000 students gathered there. When we entered the auditorium on that day, you know, the youngsters celebrated that day like anything. And he was given a rousing welcome, repeated applause. Ladies and gentlemen, please remember Abdul Kalam is a very simple person. He did not even wear luxury clothes like any other politician or anything. And he was very humble. He's not a good, great orator. There are so many people who can speak, who could speak very well in those days. And very simplicity. And he was not a handsome person. In Tamil Nadu, in those days, you know, MGR was the very charismatic leader. The huge crowd will gather. But students, youngsters, you know, such a great gathering I have never seen in my life. That day I can never forget. And I asked one of the students, one of the brilliant students in our college, what made these students, so fascinated by our Abdul Kalam? He said, sir, it is nothing. It's concern for the youngsters. Concern for the youngsters. Mahatma Gandhi was so powerful, you could control the entire India because he had concern for the poor people, people of India. This great man is having concern for youngsters. That is why we are all after him. He is our superstar, sir. That is how, you know, these two visits I cannot forget in my life. Some of the youngsters are here, and I want to, and business leaders, entrepreneurs are there. I want to share here few things. Abdul Kalam always, you know, tell two things. One, dream about your goals. That is not the, he insisted, he was talking about the dreams, the dream not coming while sleeping. His dream, he always tell, your dream should not let you sleep. That sort of dream you all youngsters should have. That's a very, very famous quote. Everybody knows about that. And the second thing, very, very, relevant to my life also. Never look at the stories of success people. You will get only messages. You will get only messages. You look at the failures of the people. Failures of the people. That will give you lessons. That will give you ideas for progress. That will give some suggestions to your work. So you always look at the failures of the people. That is another biggest great quote by Abdul Kalam, which I always like that, and I always practice in my life. Please set a goal. For all youngsters, if you want to come up in life, please set a goal. You should have sincerity, as SVB always used to tell, should be sincere, truthful, and honest. Should do hard work. Nothing can replace hard work. And most important thing is you should love your work. If you don't love your work, if you love your work, it is like a garland on your shoulders. If you don't like or love your work, then that is like a handcuff. So enjoy your work and love your work. If you love your work, then it will become a smart work automatically. On the other day, Shreyans was telling, I don't believe in hard work, I believe in smart work. I tell you, you cannot replace hard work, but you can convert that hard work into smart work by enjoying that, by loving that work. And perseverance is another very important. Perseverance, you should not give up. Never give up attitude should be always there. So, my dear sisters and brothers, nothing is easy in this world. Nothing is free in this world. But everything is possible by your hard work, perseverance, and never give up attitude. Coming to the meditation for which I have involved myself for the past so many, third time I am sitting here. As far as health is concerned, absence of disease is not health. This is WHO definition. Absence of disease is not health. Health means physically healthy, mentally healthy, social health, and spiritual health. This is the latest WHO definition. As for physical health, we doctors, medical doctors are there to take care of it. But the other things, the mental health, social health, and spiritual health, only, spiritual leaders can help there. They are the doctors. Meditation is an only answer, in my opinion, and it has been proved scientifically also, for these three healths: mental, social, and spiritual health. So this I have realized after this several days of experience. During the lockdown period, I was calling and talking to Dr. S.V. Balasubramaniam for some other thing. And he told me about this meditation. And from the way in which he was telling, I know very well that he is not very serious about it, because this fellow may not follow this, that sort of idea he would have had. But, after that, whenever, I have got some ideal people, I have earmarked some ideal people in my life, like, they are my heroes. Dr. Karthikeyan. I can talk about 1 hour for the work of Karthikeyan as police officer in Karnataka and his reputation. Now, when I was young in college, every day in the alternative days in Deccan Herald, I used to read DC of Bangalore, Dr. Karthikeyan strikes again. He was such a powerful man controlling law and order. And Dr. SVB, from a very small, joined as an account officer in a sugar factory. And, he became the general manager, and subsequently he was, established 5 sugar factories in Tamil Nadu and Karnataka, 2 sugar factories in Karnataka and 3 in Tamil Nadu. Not easy. More than 10,000 employees are there. A great educational institution is there. Such a great personality. These are all my inspiration and my leaders. And when such persons tell something, whether I'll always, without any question, I'll start following that. So after started doing this meditation, involving myself in the meditation, I had a lot of time in the lockdown period. So I follow this. Always I used to have disturbed sleep. Now I am having sound sleep without any tranquilizer or sedatives. I can get sound sleep. With almost all the people who are doing meditation will agree with me. As Mr. Mukesh was telling, mindful of everything, mindful of my eating habits, my dietary habits, everything changed. I notice a lot of discipline in my dietary and eating habits. Previously, I used to take my lunch in my journey from my hospital to college in the car. Now I don't do all those things. The mindful eating, that's very important. Even if you take a glass of juice, you should enjoy it and drink it. That I learned from this. And control of tongue is very important. Control of tongue is very important in this life, ladies and gentlemen. And two things. One is taste. Because of taste, without any control, people eat and develop all sorts of disease. That has to be controlled. That is possible in this meditation. The another thing, unnecessary words. Unnecessary words, that will spoil the relationship, and that also has to be controlled. So you should be mindful about your tongue. Always, the anger management. I used to get lot of, whenever somebody commits some mistakes, previously, I used to tell them, you are the cause for that mistake, accuse people. Nowadays, I stop. Whenever I come across some failures, I say, I am responsible. Whenever some success comes, friends, you are all responsible for this. You have done a wonderful job. All these things I am noticing now. All changes I am noticing now. So as anger is concerned, my always, there is a joke also in the, many of you know, whenever you are angry with somebody, and you should think before talking, before opening your mouth. If it is younger to you, you count 10. You count 10 and then start talking. If it is equal age, you count 30. If he is senior to you, you count 50. By the time your anger will be gone. If it's your wife, don't count. You keep on counting and don't talk. That is the anger management. Even though it is a joke, it works very well. And meditation controls my temperament also, change my temperament also beautifully. My decision making also, I notice, improved very, very great extent, to a very great extent. I can keep on talking to, for want of time, I want to cut short here. And meditation made me to read some books also. I read Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita, Sri Krishna tells, don't bother about the fruits, the end results you don't bother about. Expecting the result, you don't work. You will not reach the destination. Failure or success, you treat it equally. Whether it is success, you may have success, or failures, you may win or lose. Happiness, unhappiness, anything you treat equally, then you will be successful. Then only you focus on your duty. These simple messages, so many messages for your lifetime. Life is available in Bhagavad Gita. And Patriji has told me, and I have already read twice. Every time when you start reading, you get something new in that. After greatness of all these things, as a doctor, I have got a duty, and you have to follow. I have heard in these sharing sessions, I have relieved ankle pain. Somebody says hip pain gone. Somebody says my acidity gone. Somebody says my heart blocks resolved. All these things are good. I'm very happy about that. I am not a very competent authority to comment on all these things. But I am not canvassing for my profession also. do meditation. If everything is becoming all right, then we are also happy. But please go to the doctor. I don't say it is only allopathic. It can be any other system, any Indian system. Go to the doctor and do periodical checkups. And this is COVID time. I want to give a, small suggestion to my senior. I'm seeing many senior friends here. Uh, there are 5 things you have to follow in this COVID time. One is protein-rich diet. Reduce the carbohydrate in your this thing. I don't have time to elaborate all these things. And number 2 is adequate sleep. Adequate sleep for 5 to 6 hours, 6 to 7 hours is a must to improve your immunity. Improve, all the people are talking about enhancing the immunity of the people. Yes, to enhance the immunity, you should take a lot of protein diet and less carbohydrate diet. What is that? You can see in net, internet, and you have to do physical exercise. Mild physical exercise is a must to enhance your immunity. And the stress level, the worry level, all those things should come down. For that, our meditation is available, that too freely available every day in the morning, without any price or anything. Meditation. And the most important thing here is control your comorbidities. That is, if you have diabetes, all the senior citizens may have diabetes, may have hypertension. Go to your doctor, check periodically, control your blood sugar, control your hypertension with medicine, without medicine, with only meditation. I don't bother about all those things. Somehow, all these things should be controlled. All these things will enhance immunity. And I thank all the senior leaders and Chandra for giving me this excellent opportunity. And I thank you once again for the great opportunity. Thank you.